Hello and welcome back in the Gourmet Gambit. I have seen many recipes of coq au vin that are actually very far from the classic recipe. I even saw some made with chicken, so I thought let's get our coq au vin back into our French bistro context. To get things straight for the record, the traditional recipe asks for a 3-year-old rooster with a weight of about 2.5 to 3 kilos. So you can buy a big rooster and cut it into pieces. I like to use these small roosters so I can cut them in half, and that gives me a very nice plating. Don't choose a very cheap wine, choose a good drinkable wine. Does not have to be very expensive, and you're also going to need a glass of cognac. Coq au vin is mostly served with potatoes, carrots and mushrooms, but we're going to make this as a side dish. It's not going to be a one-pot meal because we want to preserve all the individual flavors of these ingredients. We're going to need some butter, we got some fresh thyme and bay leaves, garlic, 1 onion. As for the mushrooms, I choose the girolles. They go very well with coq au vin. Bacon from the belly, 4 to 5 cloves, half a tablespoon of black peppercorns and some coarse sea salt. So we're just going to cut the rooster in half. As you can see, they're quite tough, these little guys. And it all starts actually the day before. Just cut the garlic in half. We're going to add a nice layer of fresh thyme on the bottom of our pan. Bay leaves, the garlic, half a tablespoon of black peppercorns, the cloves, and about 2 teaspoons of coarse sea salt. Don't go too wild on the salt. We got our bacon as well that is pretty salty. We're going to add the roosters. And finally we're going to add our red wine. And we're going to let our rooster marinate overnight. And what I forgot to mention is we're also going to need some parsley. And I'm going to use some walnut oil, but you also can choose some olive oil. The next day we're going to take our rooster out of the marinade. And we're going to preserve the marinade like it is. Add some butter to your frying pan, medium heat, and prepare about 1 centiliter of cognac. Then we're going to sear the rooster on each side. Turn them around after a few minutes, maybe 4 to 5 minutes. If you're not used to the technique of flaming, I recommend that you skip this part. Add the cognac. This goes very quickly, the flames are going to go out by themselves. And we're going to do the same with all the other parts of the rooster. Here we go again. Deglaze the pan with the marinade. So you get all these nice juices back in your marinade. We're going to put the rooster back in the marinade. Maybe add a little bit more water. We're going to warm up the marinade with the rooster, medium heat. In the meantime, warm up your oven 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your rooster is almost to the boiling point, put the lid on. And we're going to cook our rooster in the oven for about 1.5 to 2 hours. I'm just going to use a soft steamer like a rice steamer to steam my carrots, 10 to 15 minutes, no more, and that's going to preserve all the flavors of them. Rinse and dry your baby potatoes. I'm going to add some walnut oil, just get them all covered, into an oven plate. I'm not going to salt them now, I'm just going to add some crusty coarse sea salt at the end with a twist of black pepper. So for the moment we're going to put them in the oven, 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and they're going to take about 20 minutes. When it comes to the mushrooms, the girolles, I'm not going to wash them in water. because they become soggy and you lose a lot of flavors with that. Take out little bits of dirt. You can see some butter in our frying pan, the heat on the highest level. When the butter goes brown, in goes the mushrooms. Two to 3 minutes, kill the heat, crack a little bit pepper, crack a little bit of salt, and they are ready to serve. Chop the onion. Use a dry frying pan, heat medium-high. Add the bacon. Add the onions on top. Just fry them for a few minutes until the onions become a little bit translucent, and then keep aside. So 2 hours later, we're going to check out our beautiful roosters, and they are perfectly cooked. Take them out of our pot. We're going to take out the rest of the ingredients, and we keep the garlic aside so we can press them back in the sauce. Add the bacon and the onions. Put the burner on medium heat, and we're going to reduce the sauce. This is going to take us about 15 to 20 minutes. So 20 minutes later, I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch to thicken the sauce. No need for salt. The bacon does a very good job on that. Potatoes are ready too. To put them in a bowl. A touch of coarse sea salt. Nice and crusty. A good peppermill. Chopped parsley. Shake it up a little bit. I'm going to melt a little bit butter in there. And we're ready to serve. Coq au vin, French bistro style. What I like about the way of not making it a one pot, carrots, mushrooms and potatoes, they all give you additional flavors into this dish, but the signature of this dish of course is the coq au vin. Bon appetit and greetings from France. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was useful for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit that bell. It's a great motivation for me. And as this story ends, my dear friends, all that's left to say, bon appetit and see you back soon.